The Stoic walks through chaos like a man walking through wind, aware of it, but unmoved. While others flinch, panic, and react, he remains composed, not because life spares him, but because he trained for it. His stability is not natural, it's built, through reflection, through hardship, through ruthless control of his inner world. The Stoic doesn't need peace around him to be at peace within, because he never outsourced his center. Marcus Aurelius fought wars, lost children, and ruled an empire, yet wrote about stillness like a monk. That wasn't luck, that was mental discipline. His journal wasn't therapy, it was training. Every entry was armor, every reminder was a brick in the wall between him and collapse. Because chaos isn't the real threat, untrained emotion is. The Stoic accepts reality as it is, not as he wishes it to be. That's the root of composure, alignment with truth, not comfort. To stay unshaken, the Stoic builds a gap between what happens and how he responds. This is where most people fall apart. Something goes wrong, and they collapse into reaction. But the Stoic inserts space. He slows down. He observes without attachment. This doesn't make him passive. It makes him precise. He chooses his response with intention, not impulse. That's strength, not in how loud you are, but in how little noise controls you. Epictetus said, "It's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters." And that reaction doesn't begin outside. It begins in the mind. The Stoic trains his perception, because how you see determines how you suffer. Most people label inconvenience as disaster. The Stoic reframes adversity as training. Life doesn't happen to him, it sharpens him. He doesn't need calm conditions to be calm. He carries it with him. He earns it every day by filtering his thoughts and mastering his attention. Stillness is not the absence of struggle, it's the refusal to be shaken by it. The Stoic doesn't pretend things don't hurt. He just doesn't hand over his stability every time life gets loud. He breathes through the chaos. He reminds himself, this is external. It cannot touch my inner fortress unless I invite it. That one mindset, this cannot enter me unless I allow it, is how the Stoic becomes untouchable in a world designed to provoke. And that kind of composure, it's not genetic, it's trained, it's repeated. If this resonates, if it's helping you remember what you're really capable of, you're in the right place. This is Inner Legion, where we don't chase comfort, we train for clarity. Where we don't just survive pressure, we sharpen under it. So if you're done reacting like everyone else, and ready to build the mind most people never will, stick around. Subscribe, not for hype, for strategy, for armor. Unshakable doesn't mean emotionless, it means emotionally disciplined. The Stoic feels fear, but doesn't obey it. He feels anger, but doesn't serve it. His strength is not in denial, it's in direction. He doesn't suppress his emotions, he steps back from them, watches them like clouds passing through the sky. He doesn't act from the storm, he waits for the wind to die down, then moves with clarity. Seneca said, "We suffer more in imagination than in reality." Most of the chaos you feel is amplified by your own interpretation. That's why the Stoic doesn't just filter what comes in, he audits what comes out. He doesn't let the first emotional wave define the entire day. He returns to what he can control. Breathing, framing, responding with values, not panic. This isn't spiritual fluff, it's tactical. It's how you lead when others crumble, how you rise above chaos without needing to control it. The Stoic treats every challenge as a test, not of strength, but of stability. When insulted, he checks his ego. When delayed, he checks his patience. When blindsided, he checks his grounding. This isn't repression, it's refinement. Each moment of stress is an opportunity to prove that your inner state is not negotiable, that your peace is not for sale, that your discipline isn't conditional. Most people let the world dictate how they feel. The Stoic reverses that. He trains daily, not with weights, but with awareness. Every situation is a rep, every distraction, a drill. He doesn't just meditate in silence, he tests his composure in the noise. Because life won't pause for you to center yourself, you have to carry your center into the storm. That's what separates you from the average. Not that you avoid chaos, but that you move through it with precision, like a man who already expected it. In a world addicted to reaction, the Stoic is an anomaly. He doesn't rush to speak. He doesn't scramble to defend. He doesn't beg for control. He is control, built from daily discipline, forged in silence, sharpened through loss, failure, and pressure. His composure is not costume, it's character, and that character was earned. While others chased quick fixes, he practiced mental endurance. While others collapsed under noise, he listened for signal. This isn't theory, it's war. A war for your focus, your peace, your principles. And the Stoic, he wins not by overpowering life, but by never letting life overpower him. That's why he walks steady when others shake. Why he stands calm in moments meant to trigger. Not because he's empty inside, but because he's full of clarity. and clarity is louder than chaos. So ask yourself this: if the world went silent right now, would you still feel strong inside? Or have you only ever felt steady when things were easy?